Israel has invaded southern Lebanon in a dramatic escalation of its conflict with Hezbollah. The Israeli ground operation began on 30 September, days after an airstrike killed Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of the Iran-backed armed group. Hezbollah has fired rockets into northern Israel as Lebanon has endured weeks of aerial bombardment that Lebanese authorities say has killed more than 2,300 people and forced more than 1.2 meters to flee their homes. Israel has a decades-long history of conflict with Hezbollah, but the war in Gaza has sparked a year of deadly cross-border fighting between them. We will be continually updating maps in this page to help explain the conflict. Israeli troops and tanks that had gathered close to the border crossed into Lebanon on 1 October. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, has said it is carrying out limited, localized, and targeted ground raids in southern Lebanon to dismantle what it calls Hezbollah's terrorist infrastructure. Israeli troops are fighting directly with Hezbollah fighters on the ground. Several Israeli soldiers have been killed in mortar attacks and ambushes by Hezbollah during operations in southern Lebanon aimed at eliminating terrorists, according to the IDF. Hezbollah said its fighters had clashed with Israeli forces in Quza and Aita al-Shab, Lebanese villages close to the border with Israel. It also says it has fired rockets targeting Israeli personnel between Markaba and Odessa. A ground operation in southern Lebanon comes with many risks for Israeli forces. Unlike the flat coastal plains of Gaza, southern Lebanon has rolling hills and some mountainous terrain that makes it difficult for tanks to move easily without fear of being ambushed. Hezbollah is also thought to have a network of tunnels in the region, with the group having been preparing for another full-scale conflict with Israel since the 34-day war in 2006. Hezbollah has confirmed the cleric tipped to become the group's next leader was killed in an Israeli airstrike nearly 3 weeks ago. The Israeli military said on Tuesday night that it killed Hashem Safieddine in a strike on the southern suburbs of Beirut. On Wednesday, Hezbollah put out a statement saying it was mourning a great leader and a great martyr who lived an honorable life. Safieddine was head of the group's executive council and was a cousin of its late Secretary-General, Hassan Nasrallah, who was killed in an Israeli airstrike on the Lebanese capital on 27 September. Israel carried out a series of airstrikes near Beirut's airport on 4 October, after which Hezbollah officials said they had lost contact with Safieddine. U.S. media cited Israeli officials as saying the cleric had been the target of the bombing. On Tuesday, the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, issued a statement saying Safieddine was killed along with Ali Hussein Hazmat, who it described as commander of Hezbollah's intelligence headquarters. It accused Safieddine of directing terrorist attacks against the State of Israel for years, as well as taking part in Hezbollah's central decision-making processes. Hezbollah is a military, political, and social organization that wields considerable power in Lebanon. It is designated as a terrorist organization by Israel, as well as the US, the UK, and other countries. Over the past year, at least 2,500 Lebanese people have been killed and nearly 12,000 injured, according to Lebanon's health ministry. Hezbollah has attacked Israel with thousands of rockets and drones over the same period, and at least 59 people have been killed in northern Israel and the occupied Golan Heights, Reuters news agency reports.